Hey guys, my name is Victoria and welcome to your first violin lesson. In today's video I will be showing you how to properly handle a violin with its bow. Also I'm giving you guys some tips to avoid common mistakes beginners make during this stage. Alright, enough of talking and let's get into this video. First you will need to create enough space for you and your instrument. Go ahead and pick your arms like this and twirl side to side. Side to side. If you don't hit anything, then you are good. If you do hit something, go ahead and pause this video, find a good spot, and come right back. Now that you have found a good spot, I'm going to teach you a small exercise to better understand the violin holding position. Go ahead and stand straight with your feet shoulder width. Remember, do not lock your knees. We don't want anyone fainting. Keep your chin up with your neck nice and long. Now, go ahead and pick up your left hand like this. Perfect. Now, we are going to face the palm of our hand like this. Perfect. Now, in this position, all you're going to do is going to curl your fingers down like this. See how they're curled? Just like that. Perfect. Do not make a fist. Do not tense them out. Just keep them relaxed. Once in this position, go ahead and bring it back down. And let's bring it back up. Same way. Back down and back up. Perfect. Go ahead and make it a habit of practicing this exercise daily. Practice it in front of a mirror. Practice it in your car, on the way to work, on the way to school, wherever you have time. Alright guys, now that we have our violin, let's start adding it to the exercise. Go ahead and grab your violin by its neck and put it down for a sec. Now let's go back to that violin exercise. Boom. Perfect. Keep it memorized where it's at. Now we're going to grab the violin. One common mistake that violin beginners make is that they bring their body towards the instrument. I always recommend to think of putting the instrument towards your body. For example, keep your body straight, as I said in the beginning, your chin up, your neck nice and long. Do not lock your knees. Big one there. And let's go ahead and bring your instrument towards you, like this. Perfect. You see how my body did not change at all? Go ahead and give it a few tries to see where you're most comfortable. This is our chin rest. Technically, we do not use our chin rest because we don't play like this or like this, since we can't see our music. So we use our jaw. So technically, this would be your jaw rest. But the correct term is chin rest, right? Let's go ahead and place it right there. Now, for some of you, I'm sure may have been feeling a slight pain in your collarbone by the violin. And if that is true, and it is happening to you, then this is where our shoulder rest might come in. This is a shoulder rest. They come in various sizes and colors, all depending on a player's perspective. For this one, for example, this is just a regular beginner shoulder rest. You see how it's curved right here and how it has like a little cushion? See? Well, this is when we place it in the back of the violin and we place the violin on our shoulder. It creates a little barrier so it's not really hurting the bone. See? Now, every violin player is different. Not everyone needs a shoulder rest. For me, for example, I'm in the body position where I could either use a shoulder rest or I do not have to use one. But, in my opinion, I'd rather have a shoulder rest just to have a better securement of the instrument for whenever I'm playing. Again, it all comes down to you. Go ahead and visit your local band shop, search online, look at the various types of shoulder rests and see which ones is best for you. Now that we have our shoulder rest and our violin, let's put it together. For viewing purposes, I will be showing you standing up, but I do recommend for you to sit down for this next step to avoid any injury to the violin. Now, we are going to grab the violin from its back side, just like this, and we are going to get the fat part or the thicker part of the shoulder rest and hook it right here, just like that. See? Perfect. Now once that's hooked, all we're going to do is we're just going to slide it just like this. See? I'm going to slide it to create kind of like a slanted shoulder. Like once it's hooked on, go ahead and place it on your shoulder. If you don't feel comfortable in where it is, go ahead and move it around. Everyone is different. Everyone has their own perspective of how they like it. For me, for example, I'm pushing it a little bit more down on this side just because I feel it way over my shoulder. Okay, let's try it again. See? Now that the shoulder rest is nice and secure, let's go ahead and put it back on our playing position. Remember, on your jaw on the chin rest. Alright, now bring your arms down. It should feel very secure that you could go ahead and put your arms down and walk around and it would not fall down. That's how you know that you have it on correctly. Good job. Now that you have your violin in this position, I'm going to show you how to place your fingers on the fingerboard. Remember the exercise with your fingers curved? Go ahead and just place it right on top of the fingerboard. Make sure your thumb is under the neck like this. Just position it right there, and your fingers just on top like that. See? Just like this. Another common mistake that many beginners do is that they either curve their wrist like this or they curve it too much out. Just a simple way to remember is to keep your wrist straight. Just keep it straight, comfortable, because later on when you start learning how to do vibrato, you will need the flexibility of your wrist to move around to create that sound. Another common mistake that many have done, especially in my experience, is that I'm also a guitar player. I learned guitar before I learned the violin. So whenever I would play the violin, I noticed that I always wanted to play as if there were guitar chords. So my thumb will always go over the neck. So a quick way just to avoid that is always remember that your thumb will always be on the neck. Do not move it upwards, downwards. Always keep it there. Just to have the straight. See? This is how you should look. Practice it in front of a mirror. Make sure it looks good on your end. Sometimes we are too focused on having this area correct or this area correct that we tend to forget about our hands. But take your time in front of a mirror. Go ahead and exercise a few times, from bringing your instrument down, from bringing it up and putting it on the fingerboard. It takes practice. Practice makes perfect. Now that you learned how to properly handle a violin, let's go out with the bow. Before we even take out our bow, take out a small pencil. You're going to need it. Go ahead and pick up your right hand like this and curl your fingers like we did on the left side. Just like that. Perfect. Now we are going to bring down our wrist and just move it side to side. Keep it relaxed. That is one of the tips here. Keep your hand relaxed. Now we are going to grab a pencil. The pencil, we are going to place it right in the middle of our middle finger. Just right here. Right there. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is connect it with our thumb. Just like that. See? Perfect. Now, place your first and second to last fingers down like this. Perfect. Now your finger, your pinky, we're going to place it right on top. Just like that. See? Just like that. Keep it relaxed. Remember, relax, relax. Do not tense your fingers. Keep them relaxed. All of them. Go ahead and try it in the mirror. Make sure everything's correct. Okay. Now that we have that down, let's bring the bow. Now grabbing our bow, using our left side to grab the bow stick, we are going to use our right hand and position it the same way as if we've had the pencil on our hand. Okay? Right here, this is the pad. We are going to place our middle finger, the middle part of our middle finger, and we're just going to place it right below the pad, just like that. Perfect. Now our thumb is going to go right here on this little hook, this little space between the pad and the frock, just like that. Just hook it on. Right? Now that that's good, now we're going to put our first finger and our second to last finger down, relaxed, just like the pencil, remember, and our pinky right on top of the stick. And just like that. See? Just like that. Just as if you were holding the pencil. Like that. Let's do it one more time. Let's go ahead and place the middle part of your middle finger right in the bottom of the pad. Place your thumb between the frog and the pad in the bottom. Just go ahead and curl your first and second to last finger down. Just like that. And then pinky. Boom. Just like that. And that is how you hold your bow. Now that we have learned how to properly handle our violin and our bow, let's put it together. Let's go ahead and put our violin into its playing position. Just like that. Perfect. Remember all your tips. Now we're going to place the bow in between the bridge and its fingerboard, which be right here. See it? Right there. Perfect. Congratulations. You now know how to properly handle a violin and its bow. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Good luck on your violin learning up in the future. You'll do great. Till next time.